My name is Nikita Pinto, and for the last 3+ years, I have been using the CTBTO IMS hydroacoustic data from their stations in the central Indian Ocean to study how the multiple whale species that are seen in the Indian Ocean, what are their vocal behaviors and behavioral patterns. So I started exploring the data set, and there is so much going on. The Indian Ocean is very dynamic. It's very noisy. There is human activity in the form of ships and seismic prospecting. There is geophony in the form of underwater earthquakes, volcanoes. You hear distant ice sounds. The most fascinating bit of the Indian Ocean soundscape is the marine life. I stumbled across this one type of whale call that seemed to be present throughout almost 20 years worth of data. It so happens that groups or populations of whales tend to have very stereotypical calls or sounds that they produce. But that call and its representative spectrogram is being produced by a type of whale that hasn't been seen, which is why we call it the unidentified whale that produces the Diego Garcia call. And the reason it's called Diego Garcia downsweep or Diego Garcia call is because these are the hydrophones that most regularly pick them up. And it so happens that the way the Diego Garcia hydrophones are set up is there are two acoustic stations. One is to the northwest of Diego Garcia and the other is directly to the south of Diego Garcia. And these two hydroacoustic stations effectively acoustically sample different parts of the ocean. So because we pick up these Diego Garcia calls at both the stations, we know that there are certain times of the year where these whales seem to prefer the northern side of the Indian Ocean. And there are certain times of the year when we can be sure that they're coming towards the southern side because we pick them up at these hydrophones.
And this one that's potentially another blue whale, the way that we sort of looked at their sounds and their patterns of their sounds, they also look just like a blue whale. So we went and got different data sets from all across the Indian Ocean, and we found Professor Lebois' whales are actually, what we're calling the Chagos whales, are actually moving between Sri Lanka over to Australia and back to the Indian Ocean.
The Indian Ocean, in contrast to, say, the Atlantic or the Pacific Ocean, is relatively less studied. It could be because there aren't that many long-term high-quality data sets that are available. But what the CTBTO IMS's hydroacoustic stations provide is just that, a long-term, starting at 2002 and still going on till this date, a long-term, high-quality, almost non-stop recording of underwater sounds in the central Indian Ocean. And this data has been the central part of many studies, not just my work, but many people have been using this data to effectively study the Indian Ocean and study the marine life, shipping activity and things like that.